The second prerequisite of Hieros Gamos is having a powerful and sacred connection with our internal masculine and feminine, moving all the way to sacred union within. Now, you begin here by simply getting to know your inner masculine and feminine. So you want to ask and receive the answer for many different types of questions, such as, what are your feminine and masculine presence actually like? What kind of personality do they have? Perhaps your female self is very prim and proper, and your masculine self is a slob, or the exact opposite, or something different, right? There are many different ways that our masculine, feminine self can show up. Also, you ask, what kind of energy do they run? Right? Perhaps your feminine self is very controlling and your masculine self feels very victimized. Again, it could be opposite, or many other layers of understanding of how they show up in personality. Then you come into contact with kind of relationship they actually have. Perhaps they feel really isolated from each other and they're doing their own thing. Maybe it's more like a business kind of relationship. Or perhaps they deeply love each other, right? So the primary thing is that as you get to know these parts of you, depending on what's happening for them, you are invited to show up more and more and more with them to bring in deeper healing, to bring in deeper connection to them both. And the more that they get to know each other, the more healing, the more connection that is there, the more they can come into unification, right? So sometimes in these experiences, trauma can show up, and that could be trauma from this lifetime, from past lifetimes. I've had issues with my masculine, feminine energy from both, actually, and they've had tendencies or ways of being, or we're doing a no-show game, depending on what was going on a trauma level. So it also really asks you to dig deep into a deeper inquiry of what's happening. And you can bring this relationship of the light meeting the dark into this experience as well, and bring in incredible and profound healing. Now, let's talk about the bigger picture, because I know some of you have been doing this work for quite a while. And in the bigger picture, this is a path, right? A path that we continue to nurture over years so that these inner energies eventually begin to harmonize together so that they can go into this inner union and sacred marriage. How this shows up is totally up to you. So it could be an awakening experience. It could be 10 awakening experiences connected to that, or 10 amazing healing experiences. It could also show up as you choosing to marry yourself. I know I have done that actually a few times. Each time it was a deeper recommitment in that process. But the deeper essence is that this is a path that we step into and that we go deeper into as we move deeper and deeper into our own experience of Hieros Gamos and the balancing of these energies inside of us. So I'm going to share a story with you all. Some of you may deeply be able to resonate with this. I know that some of you are from the Academy of Intuition Medicine, and there's a section in the program, the Masters of Intuition Medicine certification through Francesca McCartney, where she teaches this coming together of the masculine and feminine in a very specific way. But one of the things that happens is that we, through that process, we're able to connect to the different essences of the masculine and the feminine energy. Now, if you took that course or repeated deja vu, so to speak, that module more than once, you probably will remember it shows up very differently according to the year that you're doing it, right? I was just recently talking to a friend of mine who also graduated from this program, and I said to him, you know, the very first time I ever really came into relationship with the masculine feminine energy inside of me, it was profound. And it was really important and foundational. But now that I look back almost 20 years later, what I experienced was that that was a really fundamentally important experience, just like first grade in elementary school was important, right? For me, that was my experience then. Now I'm more of a college graduate because I kept in this relationship with my masculine and feminine. I'm sharing this because I would want to really point out here that this is a path that we walk over time. So no matter how many healing or awakening experiences or even mirroring yourself you go through, it continues to unify more and more. It becomes purified as we come into this sacred union within. So that is the second prerequisite of Hieros Gamos.